Launches towards the end zone, and it is caught.
Season saved on 4th and 21.
What a catch by Beckham on a 4th and goal.
Can you believe that?
Yes!
And the Cardinals win the game.
They're standing in awe.
Jones wide to the right. Starts to the right side of the quarterback. Here's the snap. Rodgers under pressure immediately. Scrambles to his left. Looking. He rainbows. Left side for Janet.
Yes! Yes!
At the 35-yard line of Arizona. Oh, my goodness.
The playoff is on the line with this pass play. If they don't convert, the Cardinals are going to the playoffs. Wheelahan throws. He's got Thelwell. He caught the ball for a touchdown. And they're an extra point away from tying the game. He's had a horrendous day for the most part. Intercepted 4 times by the same guy. He coughed up a fumble. But now when it's on the line, he delivers a touchdown throw with seconds to play.
This is threaded through 3 defenders.
Miss it or make it. Where did I hear that?
Here
before?
they go. They're shifting again.
They're shifting now again. It'll be Hunter Smith to punt it. Now Yoder goes in motion.
Maybe he'll throw it.
Maybe he will. He might. He's looking to throw it. Hunter Smith. He's got time. He's got a man wide open. It's Mike Sellers at the 5. It's on. Touchdown. What a play. What a play. Hunter Smith.
Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to the Maurice Brown Show. The NFL is back. It's back, and it starts tonight with the Hall of Fame game with the New York Jets taking on the Cleveland Browns. Hello everybody. I'm Maurice Brown with nephew Caleb Lopes on the Maurice Brown Show NFL edition. We're going to dive into the latest from training camp. First of all, Caleb, hello.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Maurice?
Caleb, everything's good. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Caleb, my nephew, plays for the #1 team in the United States for AAU Little League Football, 13-year, 13U division in Port St. Lucie, Florida. He's the starting field goal kicker, and you're going to be seeing him on Saturdays and Sundays in the near future. You're going to be like, he was on the Maurice. It's got to happen. So anyway, we are going to dive into some serious issues that are going on in the NFL. The first thing I want to ask, though, Caleb, is when is your first game this year?
August 12th. It got confirmed yesterday. We're playing down in Fort Lauderdale. And, yeah.
You guys are playing down. And do you know who you guys are going to be playing?
We don't have it. I forgot the team name. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. You guys win so much you forget who it is you just stomped. Anyway, we're going to dive into our questions for today. And my first question is, out of all the divisions in football going into this year's season, who's the best or what is the best division in the NFL?
I feel like it's a pretty close but it's pretty close between, I feel like, the NFC East and the AFC North. And right now I feel like I'm a lean a little bit towards the AFC North because the Redskins aren't so great and the Giants are very mid. And all the teams in the AFC North, they're great teams. The Bengals, they're Super Bowl contenders. The Ravens, they're always a great team. The Browns, I feel like they're really on a come up. I feel like they're going to have a real breakout year. They're going to surprise a lot of us. And the Steelers, they're not as good as the other ones, but they're always there. It's not like they're a super bad team.
When you're talking about the best division in football, just forget about the NFC. The AFC is where it's at. I mean, dude, you could go to the AFC East or the AFC West or the AFC North. I think for my money, I would go with the AFC North with the Ravens, Browns, Bengals, and Ravens. But then you look at the AFC West, you got the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Broncos now with Sean Payton taking over, trying to straighten up the mess that Nathaniel Hackett left. I'm sorry, Aaron. He left a mess. I know you don't like that. And then you got the Raiders, who could be on the come up with Jimmy Garoppolo. We don't know. And then you go to the AFC East, and there's Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. You got the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins with Tua, and the New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, putting his trust in Mac Jones. So, but for my money, I'm going to go with the AFC North simply because you've got Lamar Odom, fantastic, dynamic quarterback with a new contract. They got Odell Beckham Jr. Okay. I expect a lot of noise from them. You got the Cleveland Browns with Deshaun Watson, who is an absolutely amazing quarterback when he's, ready to go, learning the offense. He had a year, half a year. Now he's going to watch out. They got Nick Chubb, arguably the best running back in the NFL, and Kareem Hunt. They got a really good defense. Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin doesn't come in last.
Yeah, that's
Mike Tomlin, out of 16 seasons, has never had a losing season.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they're going to be a factor. And so you look at the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow, a team that's already been to the Super Bowl with Burrow. They were in AFC Championship last year. Best division of football for my money. But again, you could take a look at those other two divisions and go, the AFC is going to be so exciting this year. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I tell you, it's going to be so much fun. I could pick about 8 Super Bowl contenders out of that conference, including the Kansas City Chiefs, including the LA Chargers if they get their act together with Justin Herbert. They check all the boxes.
They do. They have
Buffalo Bills. No question about it. New York Jets, as much as I hate to say it as a Packer fan, Aaron Rodgers could potentially get that team to a Super Bowl. The Dolphins, if they can protect Tua, could get to Super Bowl. Cleveland could get there. Cincinnati could get there. Baltimore could get there. And I don't think the Steelers, honestly, could get to the Super Bowl, but they're not going down without a fight, and they might actually make the playoffs. I got them in the playoffs. So it's going to be exciting.
It really is going to be a great season, especially for the SC.
Now, you're talking about the NFC, and there's no real action there. Jordan Love, the guy behind me here, has taken Aaron Rodgers' spot. Now, here's the question. If Jordan Love doesn't play well this year, should the Packers look for another quarterback?
They should, but I don't think it's to replace him. I feel it's just to have a backup if things really do go way downhill.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jordan Love, he's learned a lot from Aaron. And I feel like he might come into Green Bay this year. He might surprise a few people. And I don't think he's going to do too bad. I have a little bit of faith in him.
I do too. I think there's a big upside. I think you're asking a lot for a young man to replace 2 legendary quarterbacks, 2 first ballot Hall of Famers who have been the only 2 quarterbacks for one team over the last 35 seasons. Nobody does that.
No.
There's no team that can lay claim to anything close to that. Maybe the San Francisco 49ers going from Joe Montana to Steve Young, but that only spans maybe 10, 15 years.
Yeah. 35 is, that's a long, long time.
That is a long time. And so you're asking a guy that's only started 1 game in his 3-year tenure in the NFL to come in and keep it going. Now, to his credit, not to his credit, but to the Packers' credit, he's surrounded by a great running game in A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. He's got two fantastic, dynamic young wide receivers in Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson. And they've got a really good defense.
They do.
So you're taking a lot of the pressure off Love, meaning you give the keys to Love and you're saying, hey, look, don't wreck my Lamborghini.
Exactly.
Don't wreck my Porsche, okay? I need you to go out there and just, obey the laws of the road and let's have a good run here, Jordan. What do you think about that, Caleb?
Yeah, I agree with you. He won't have to do too much because, like you said, he's surrounded by a great team, offense and defense wise. And as long as he holds it down on his part and doesn't make any like crazy mistakes or nothing like stupid, I think he'll be fine. He, like I said, the running game is pretty. They have a pretty good running back core, and so he won't need to do as much as the past two quarterbacks for this team have.
Well, and a lot of people are forgetting too. I did not include their offensive line is probably top 5 in the NFL.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so you got protection to sit back there, go through your progressions, 1, 2, 3, all of that you got going for you. And I think Jordan Love has a big upside. He's a young, strong kid with a big arm. And, of course, he's not dealing with any nagging injuries. He's not played enough to get busted up. So he's healthy. He's strong. He's young. He's watched the best player, one of the best to ever do it for 3 seasons. And I think he's set up for success. I think the playoffs are doable for the Packers.
It is. It's very doable for them.
If you look at that division, you're talking about the Vikings, the Lions, who are on the come up, and the Chicago Bears. None of them make you go, none of them. I mean, you look at Kirk Cousins, and they don't have Dalvin Cook.
No,
and now the running game is kind of absent, and you're leaning more on a guy that doesn't deliver when it really counts. So you're looking at a doable year, not only to make the playoffs, maybe to even win the division. Doable, I say.
Yeah.
Doable. So we'll see. And then you look at Aaron Rodgers. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, he left one of the best offensive lines to one of the worst offensive lines in New York. The Jets' offensive line is pretty bad, although they have a very good defense. And they got some nice receivers they've added, and we got Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to have a lot of protection.
No, he really isn't.
So he walked away from that. I'm trying to still understand the mechanics of why he left. Can you imagine Aaron Rodgers with the team I just described?
Yeah, it'd be a pretty scary team. Yeah. So
he was set up this year to make a Super Bowl run.
Oh yeah. If he had stayed in Green Bay, Green Bay would have been a real scary team. Super Bowl contender for sure.
But everybody's got their reasons for doing what they do. We move on
for sure.
to Jonathan Taylor, the running back of the Indianapolis Colts, who cannot get a restructured contract from owner Jim Irsay of the Indianapolis Colts. He can't get his contract restructured or renewed. I think he's up for a new contract, and they're unwilling to give him what he thinks he's worth. And so he's sitting out. Jonathan Taylor is the best player the Indianapolis Colts have. Your opinion of this situation?
I feel like it's another one of these instances where these teams aren't valuing their running backs, and these teams are gonna start I feel like they're gonna start paying for it because especially for a team like the Colts that they're hanging on by a thread, and that thread really is Jonathan Taylor. He's their only hope, and for Jim Irsay to go up to him and say, "Nah, we're not giving you a contract, and we're not trading you," it like in the title, it's disrespectful, and it just it's and it doesn't really make sense either.
No, it really doesn't, and it's kind of a scary idea that you would look at a guy like Jonathan Taylor and go, "I can get another running back." That's essentially
Exactly.
what he said. They're running backs are a dime a dozen. And I'm thinking, no, they're not.
They really aren't. Like, especially one that won. He was number one in rushing yards for 2021. I'd say one of the top 5 running backs in the league right now. That's not a dime a dozen, at least to a person that's thinking right.
I think someone needs to go up to Jim Irsay, put their arm around him, and say, "Look, Jim, you and Don Julio, you got to end this relationship." Uh, anyway, I'm gonna I've got to leave it alone, and we'll see. We'll see what happens in Indianapolis because they have a terrible team. I mean,
Horrible.
Jonathan Taylor's the only thing they got. I mean, the quarterback, I believe, was a rookie. They decided to go with from the University of Texas, or I think is a first or second year player. He wasn't ready. Jeff Saturday went from ESPN to head coach. That didn't work out. And your defense is average at best. And you don't want to pay the best player, not only on your team, one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. Like I said, Jim Irsay needs to get a new set of friends. Okay, Jim Beam and Jack Daniels, Don Julio, those guys are not. Anyway, let's keep going and switch gears to Aaron Rodgers again. Hall of Fame game tonight. The New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns. That's going to be on Peacock, the arm of NBC. I believe that's an 8:30 game, and Aaron Rodgers has said he's not going to play. Your opinion?
I mean, like that's his decision. That's his decision, but I feel like that's gonna be a pretty bad. It's gonna take a hit on the viewership of the game. Definitely. Like, I feel like a lot of people are gonna tune in to watch Aaron Rodgers play against his in his new team, the New Jerseys, and like, I mean, like it's his decision. Can't really do anything about that, but I feel like it's kind of wrong. I don't know.
Well, you got to look at it like this. Aaron Rodgers is a new member of the New York Jets, meaning, yeah, you should miss all of preseason, but you're not with the Packers. This is a completely different team. You don't know the receivers that well. You don't have any rhythm established in live game action. Nobody's telling you go out there and play even a half game because it's a violent game. We don't want to lose you, but you got to get some reps in. Give me 1 or 2 series and then call it a day. But you got to get out there. And I would say in every game, I'd just play a series or 2 just to get a vibe for my offense.
Like it only makes sense to, like you said, at the very least, a series, maybe even half a game. I don't know. It's just, I feel like, a new team, new faces, whole new rhythm. You don't know them yet. You really you're just practicing, and a game can be very different than practice. So.
Oh, and listen, this game time, stuff in practice. Yeah, this is a game situation. No, it's not a game though, and I just think it's a little arrogant on Aaron Rodgers' part to just not want to. But again, it's kind of a catch-22. If you do play, you're risking injury, and so you got to think about it on both sides. You're wrong if you do, you're wrong if you don't kind of mentality.
Exactly.
But he's not going to play tonight. And you're right. The viewership would go through the roof if he had said, I'm playing tonight. I'm going to run a couple of, series. Yeah, but that's not going to be the case. So he's out. But it's good to have football back.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited. It's a preseason game. It's Cleveland and the Jets, 2 teams, by the way, who very well could end up, in my opinion, in the Super Bowl. Preseason game, it doesn't mean anything, but it's a good matchup of teams that are going to be very, very good, I feel, during the year. Now Deshaun Watson, another question too. Should he play? Came in at the end of the year, yada yada. I don't know if Deshaun's even going to play. Look, dude, the NFL is a violent game. And you gotta consider a lot of factors before putting your stars out there in preseason action. I get all of that. I remember during the 70s and 80s, particularly during the 70s, the stars always played at least a half a game from game one. It wasn't I'm not going to play until game 3 or what. They always played, and usually guys that get hurt. Of course, I'm 59. I'm one of those, get off my lawn guys when it comes to football. It's like, look, dude, guys are a lot tougher. Running backs in a run-heavy offense, didn't miss games. They weren't getting injured as much. They were able to go into their early 30s playing at a high level. You get a guy that's 26, 27 like Saquon Barkley, and you're going, I don't know how much time he's got. And it's in pass-heavy offenses. So you're not running the ball as much, and yet you're still getting injured. That's a conversation for another time. Let's switch gears. And speaking of running backs, in your opinion, who is the best running back in the NFL?
This is a real good question. And right now, I got Nick Chubb. He showed out this past season, and he's just a great player. He's I've been seeing some videos of him in the weight room squatting like 600, 650, which is absolutely nuts. Wow. Yeah. And like I feel like he's gonna make a real big statement. He's gonna be a real big part of that Browns offense this year. And so I got him as my number one.
I would totally agree with you. I think when you look at Nick Chubb and you think about the fact that he has, over the last 4 or 5 seasons, amassed 6,000 yards on the ground. He averages 5.6 yards a carry. Those are numbers that we haven't seen since Jim Brown. The late 1950s and early 60s, Jim Brown, arguably the best running back to ever do it in pro football. And Nick Chubb's numbers are very similar. In fact, Jim Brown, legendary Jim Brown, who passed away this year at the age of 87, used to admonish Nick Chubb and encourage him and let him know, hey, man, you can accomplish a lot of great things in this league. And, of course, hearing that type of complimentary commentary from a legend will make you believe in yourself and make you better. And Nick Chubb is stepping up to the plate. I mean, you're thinking of Saquon Barkley, another great back. We mentioned Jonathan Taylor. He's been injured a lot, Jonathan Taylor, but when healthy, highly effective. You have the kid out in Oakland, Las Vegas, Josh Johnson. Jacobs, I mean to say. Very good back, put up some really good numbers. But we're in a pass-happy offense today, so you don't see a lot of really good. Dalvin Cook, another excellent running back that's out there that we don't really think about maybe as much. But Nick Chubb, you don't think about at all because Cleveland doesn't win, and they're never in the conversation. And so his great accomplishments on the field go unnoticed by a lot of people. But quiet as kept, Nick Chubb might very well be the best running back in the NFL. Looking forward to see what the Cleveland Browns do this year. And having a money quarterback like Deshaun Watson, the sky's the limit for Cleveland. We switch gears to the New England Patriots. And we've got Mac Jones coming in as the unquestioned starter for the Patriots. However, the question begs, do we really believe in Mac Jones?
You can believe in him. I believe in him as much as possible. He's never going to be on that on the level of course, the past Brady. Of course, like no one's gonna match up to him, to Tom Brady's level. And so like I feel like he's gonna be decent at best. Like I feel like I can kind of compare him to Daniel Jones a little bit. That kind of meh quarterback.
Yeah.
You're not horrible, but you're not great either. So I feel like, yeah, it's not going to be a super good year for New England, but I feel like Mac Jones shouldn't do anything too bad.
Mac Jones is a guy that is a stopgap for Bill Belichick. Let's just be 100 and clear about this. He's not Tom Brady, and he's not remotely close to being Tom Brady. He's a smart guy, and he can make intermediate throws. He's accurate. He's not a guy that can go deep with it, though. He's not going to give you a lot of deep balls. He doesn't have the arm for it. It's just the bottom line. He doesn't. And he's not Tom Brady. So those kind of guys come, along once every generation. So I think they could fish around and look for a better future. Now, the Mac Jones' claim to fame is he was able to beat out Cam Newton. Okay, so you beat out a guy that's battered and old.
Yeah, exactly.
Great, Mac. You beat out Cam Newton. Now, going forward, are you the guy that can lead the Patriots back to the Super Bowl? Let's face it.
No.
That's why we play. And yeah, you're more. You might even be better than serviceable, slightly. I haven't seen any evidence that Mac Jones is that dude.
Yeah, me neither.
I haven't seen any evidence. So, and there's a lot of talk in New England about Mac Jones and maybe he's the guy and this, that, and the other. Let's switch gears to the Denver Broncos. We know that Sean Payton's been talking a lot of smack lately with actually he and Aaron Rodgers. Because Aaron Rodgers got upset recently and said, "Keep my coaches' names out of your mouth." And go, okay, Aaron, okay, dude, my bad, bro. I didn't know you could go touch you like that. My bad, man. Anyway, here's the deal. Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers are very good friends. That doesn't make Nathaniel Hackett a good coach.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Nathaniel Hackett went to Denver and he threw up all over himself. He threw up all over himself and over everybody else. He threw up on Russell. He threw up on the fans. Okay. So now you're back with your boy. You're back with your boy. Okay. I told you already, a squirrel. I got some squirrels outside my window that are playing in a tree, and I could pick either one of them, and they could coach Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, like
especially
I see
that
some
one right there. He's pretty good with the tricks. I like that one right there. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
I see some outside my window too.
Yeah. So, I mean, great. You're good friends with Nathaniel Hackett, Aaron. That's not what we're talking about. Okay. Can Sean Payton realistically get Russell Wilson back on track is my question to you.
Sean Payton, great coach. All props to him. But like I feel like Russ, he's way past his prime. He's never gonna be that Russell Wilson that we saw in like 2016, 2017. And I mean, like, of course he could get better. That last season, it was not good, not pretty at all. And I feel like Sean Payton, he could fix some of the stuff, but I mean, like, a coach can only do so much, and he can try to help someone progress, but the progression only comes like if you really want it. And I feel like he might help a little bit, but Russ ain't gonna be the same guy that he used to be.
Well, listen, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I've and in defense, and I mean a very, very small defense of Nathaniel Hackett. I think Russell Wilson has to take some responsibility for how poor the Broncos were.
Yeah, he
Uh,
really does.
you're a guy that is a perennial All-Pro. You come in with this brand new spanking brand new contract, and I expect you to play better than that. And
Of course.
I think and I was told, and I didn't realize this, maybe you're aware of it, but the last few games of the season, Russell kind of showed out because that was after they fired Hackett, and people were saying that he showed out. Of course, now that came from a Denver fan. So how much he really showed out for real, I don't know. The only thing I saw was he needed to be shown the door. Russell, this way. The exit's here. Anyway, that's the only show I saw.
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay. So Russell has to be culpable as well for the poor play the Broncos exhibited. We're going to leave Russell alone. I like Russell. I really do. And I want to see him do well this year. I hope he does do well. So that being said, tonight, let's move on to the Hall of Fame game, which is tonight. We've got the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns. That's going to be on Peacock tonight at 8:30. And I'm getting tired of these games being put on, Prime Video and Peacock. I mean, what happened to, NBC, ABC, CBS? I mean, the standard channels or ESPN even. I mean, nobody watches Peacock.
Yeah, I don't got Peacock. I don't think you do. And
No, I don't have Peacock. Wait. And I tell you something else too. I'm not gonna go download and pay for the Peacock app to
No.
watch this preseason game.
Nope, for sure I'm not.
These
I might
people
just
are
watch
kidding
the
me.
highlights.
They'll be kidding me. Now, if it were, a big game or something like that, okay, I'm forced to download the stupid app.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this game. If it's the Cowboys and the Jets, or the Packers and the Jets, or the Broncos and the Jets, or the Chiefs and the Chargers, Buffalo and the Jets. So I'll download the stupid app. But other than that, man, stop it. Just stop. Anyway, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the first game of the season, the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns square off on Peacock, an arm of NBC at 8:30 tonight. So if you have the app, watch it. If you don't have the app, just watch the ESPN highlights. That it's a preseason game. I mean, the only thing that I love about this is, Caleb, football is back.
Exactly. It's only really the only plus side.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm excited about. Football is back. You know what, Caleb? We're going to get out of here. Great show. We'll come back next week, and maybe we'll have Stu. We'll have Stu on the show, and we'll get Stu to talk about his prognostication of the San Francisco 49ers. We already know he's got him going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
Matter of fact,
it's not too
we already – what's that?
I mean, it's not too far-fetched.
And we already know he's got him winning the Super Bowl. Anyway, we'll see if we can get Stu on next week. Caleb, have a good practice today, my friend, and we will see you next week. God bless you, buddy.
Thanks. Have a good day, man.